Welcome back, friends. Today, I'm gonna do a review. This review is of a tobacco that most people have in their cellar and almost every pipe smoker loves. Early morning pipe. Now, I don't have the tin on me. I already put it in my handy dandy mason jar, labeled ENP with the date. So we will just have to live with that, and I'll put a picture of the tin and the tin art on the clickable link, the picture that's you click on for this video. So let me get the tin note here for you. It's got a sweet, raisiny, right off the note tin note with a little bit of breads and butter. I get mostly that. There is Latakia in here, and maybe I'm just used to the tin note, or the tin note of heavy Latakia, but I don't really smell the campfire off the cuff in this. It's very, very minute, but I mainly smell the Orientals and the bright and red Virginias that are in this. So you really do get raisins, bread, butter, yeast, some spice, like a lighter spice, maybe like an allspice, maybe some cinnamon, that kind of smell like you would typically get from Orientals and Virginias. It packs pretty well. I'm smoking out of my Rossi Rubino Antico. It's a Prince model, and I'm breaking this pipe in, so I'm going to be smoking a lot of EMP and Squadron Leader over the next 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days, maybe 2 bowls a day, like one in the morning, early morning pipe, and then Squadron Leader in the afternoon when I get home, just to break this in. And then I have another, I have a Peterson here that I'm slowly breaking in, that 312, and then I also have another Rossi. This is more like the bent apple shape, and that one needs to be broken in too. Those are all my 3 newest pipes, so I'll be breaking those in, and those are all my English pipes, so I'll be breaking those in with these 2 blends. So probably over the next 3 weeks, I'll just be smoking these because I just want to get them broken and get them done. But anyway, I've got a tobaccoreviews.com pulled up here, and it says, sweet Oriental, carefully blended with bright and red Virginias, pressed and lightly stoved, and then a period. Great as the first pipe, arousing the palate for further pleasures of the day. And then it goes on in the notes, it talks about Alfred Dunhill and how he was blending early morning pipe. And then in 1985, they changed the name and went from Dunhill to Peterson. So anyway, it was STG, which is Scandinavian Tobacco Group, changed the name. So yes, and it's got Latakia, Oriental or Turkish, and Virginia tobaccos in it. So anyway, let's get this lit up, and we'll just talk about our day. Right off the char light, I get sweet, and bready. Mostly sweet. Mostly that sweet, raisiny, kind of flavor comes through right off the cuff. Now you get a little bit of breads, a little bit of yeast, but it's really subdued to that sweet raisiny flavor. Let's get a second light here. I cut my thumb today at work, so having a little bit of trouble today. Yeah, sweet, raisiny. I have a lot of experience with this blend, and it kind of, that sweet raisin stays. I guess a crow doesn't like my my review, but that sweet raisiny just stays throughout the whole bowl. It does get a little subdued and make way for the more like bready, yeasty notes that come out. But for the most part, that's there. And then the latakia really doesn't take effect until the very bottom of the bowl. That's when you get more of that smoky campfire taste. And there's a little spice in there right now. It changed from allspice and cinnamon to more of a peppery flavor, but it's very subdued. It's almost on like just in the back of the palate. This is a great blend though. Now on the retrohale, I don't get any raisin or anything like that. It's yeast and pepper is what I get. Yeast and pepper on the retrohale. Yeah. All in all, this is a great blend. On my last video I did, somebody recommended when you puff on your pipe and you're puffing slow, you're sipping, try to bring in a little bit of air at the same time. So like just put your pipe here on your lips, and try to bring in a little bit of air on each side of the mouthpiece. So kind of keep your mouth open just a little bit. And that's supposed to help reduce tongue bite. It's also supposed to help with the flavors. And I've noticed just doing it just today, because I've just started doing it today, that it changes the flavor. And not in a bad way, but it changes the flavor profile, and it kind of brings it down. It makes it more subtle. But it also allows your pipe to smoke cooler because you're not drawing as much air through the bowl and into your mouth. So, pretty neat trick. I'm enjoying it, actually. And it does make it taste pretty good. Anyway, that's Dunhill or Peterson's early morning pipe. That's the flavor profiles of it. It's very basic. There's not a whole lot to it. It's light, it's wispy, it's airy. Very nice paired with like a cup of coffee or even, a good whiskey, like a higher end scotch would be good with this. And also a Guinness stout. Guinness is great with early morning pipe. So give that a shot. You know what this reminds me of? A nice stroll through the woods, like a nice leisurely stroll. Maybe like a simple hike, on an easy trail. There's not really a woodsy taste to it, but it's very light. It's very airy. It's kind of refreshing for a pipe tobacco. Like it's nice. Kind of like just a gentle stroll. My dad and I, we love to hike. And we found this new place. We went on All Trails. All Trails is a website that shows you like all the trails ever. And you can narrow it down to your area. And so we found a new trail, and it's about a half an hour from where my dad lives. And so went and picked him up, and then we went hiking. Well, we get to this trail, and apparently it's really popular because there were tons of people there. Everybody is there. There's 2 parking lots. Like they had to build a separate parking lot across the street just to be able to accommodate all of the hikers that went there. Now this trail is out in the suburbs or past the suburbs. And so, we live in the outskirts of the suburbs, so it's not very far from where we are. But all the people from the city love to go out to this trail, apparently. The latte drinking, REI shopping people that make $200,000 a year. Now, if that's you, I'm not knocking you, but I'm not that person. I am, moderate wage, black coffee, bring my lunch to work in a pail kind of worker. So, I'm wearing like Columbia, hiking boots I got for $40 at Ross. That's a really good deal. So anyway, we're out there and we're walking around, and you would think that with this trail being visited by a certain type of people that they would have an updated map, right? Nope. The map that they have is from 2018, and half of the trail is missing off of it. So my dad and I, the first time we're out there, we get lost, obviously. So I have it in my phone, right? Because long gone are the days of hiking, with a compass, right? I mean, my dad and I still do that. We'll still go up into the mountains, but the long gone are the days of that. So everywhere is a trail. So I take a picture of it with my map or with my phone, picture of the map, and we start going, right? Everything's good for about the first half an hour. All of a sudden we look around, we're like, where are we? Well, we're like, we can either turn around or we can keep going. So we decide to keep going. And eventually, after about 3 more miles, we catch back up with the map after doing this kind of thing around all the trails, right? And we start seeing some bikers, because this is a place where they have bicycle trails and mountain bike racing trails and stuff like that. And they set it up really well, so like you're not even crossing any racing trails or anything like that. You might cross some mountain bike trails, but it's the slow pace, kind of like cross country mountain biking. I don't know anything about mountain biking. So anyway, we're out there, but we're enjoying ourselves even if we're lost. So we're talking politics, we're talking religion, we're talking, the news of the day. We're talking, about brewing beer. We're talking about diets and research, and we're just having a good time. My dad and I like to go on these hikes because it gives us a chance to bond and kind of, learn and teach each other stuff. And so we're out there, we're having a good time, and eventually we get back on track and we find the end of the trail. And we always have a tradition. When we're done hiking, we always go down to this Mexican restaurant that's by our house and get California burritos. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had a California burrito, but they take carne asada steak, or if you want chicken in there, if you want pork, but traditionally it's carne asada, and which is like steak that's marinated in orange and lemon and stuff, and then they grill it, and then they cut it up into bite-sized chunks or like little strips, and then they put it in the burrito, and then they put French fries in there. like French fries in the burrito. It is so good. So anyway, our tradition is to get these California burritos and then go home. And so we did that. And by the time we got to the place to get Cali burritos, we were beat. We were tired. And, you know, we just kind of sat there and really didn't say much while we were eating our Cali burritos. But yeah, we had a blast nonetheless. So we'll see what happens this Saturday. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have some early morning pipe, smoke it. It's really good. If you don't have any of it, I suggest you go buy some, because it's probably one of the best English or Orientals that you can buy on the market. And I've heard that it sellers really well. So I've got a couple tins in my cellar. I've got 2 ounces or a little more right here. And yeah, it's really, really good. So anyway, until the next video, take care. Cheers. Go out and go hiking. It's good exercise.